Bonjour à tous. Good morning, dear students of Queens Valley School. We hope that you all are taking care of yourselves during this pandemic and following all the necessary precautions to keep yourselves safe. Before we continue with the second part of our lesson, here is a gentle reminder of the precautions that we all must follow on a daily basis. These include washing the hands as often as needed and sanitizing them from time to time, cuffing into the elbow rather than the hands, not touching the face, keeping safe distance between people, especially if you step outside, and staying at home if you feel sick. In this video lesson, we will continue with the second part of lesson 3 or Leçon 3, une journée de Pauline. In this video lesson, we will look at concepts such as time, RE ending verbs, regular as well as irregular, the French meal, and how to express preference. Let's start with dites l'heure, that is telling the time, and in this we will add on to a little more which we will look at through the pictures that we have in front of us. The picture reads, Aujourd'hui, Paul a un rendez-vous avec Marie devant le cinéma à 5 heures. Il attend Marie devant le cinéma. That means, today, Paul has a meeting with Marie in front of the cinema at 5 o'clock. He is waiting for Marie in front of the cinema. So here we are looking at three different things. What are these three different things? When we look at the pictures in front of us, we see there are three different sentences. First one is tu es en avance. Second is tu es à l'heure. And the third is tu es en retard. Let's understand these sentences one by one. Tu es en avance means to be early. Tu es à l'heure means to be on time. And the third one, tu es en retard means to be late. So, when we look at these three sentences and we look at the three different options that are available to us that talk about Marie's arrival, we have Marie arrive à 5h50, that means at 4:50, that means it is 10 minutes early. Second is Marie arrive à 5h, which is on time, therefore à l'heure. And the third is Marie arrive à 5h20, which is 5:20, that is 20 minutes late. Now the question comes, how will we be able to tell whether the person is on time, whether the person has arrived early, or whether the person has arrived late? So here is where the concept of time comes in, which we have learnt and revised a number of times in our previous classes. We have learnt the different ways of telling time when we have learnt the concept of décrivez votre journée, where we have used the concept of time over and over again. So here, as another example, we have another picture in front of us which reads, J'étais en retard à la gare, le train était à l'heure, which means I was late to the station, the train was on time. So here, through another example, we see that even if we are not mentioning the time in the number form, we can still use these three different sentences to indicate whether a person has arrived on time, has arrived late, or has arrived early. So, to recap, there are three sentences that we use. Tu es en avance, tu es à l'heure, and tu es en retard. Remember that with all these sentences or expressions, we will always use the verb être according to the subject pronoun. The next topic that we move on to is les verbes en RI régulier, or the RE ending verbs, the regular ones. Again, this is another topic that we have learnt and used extensively in our previous classes. in sentence construction, in answering questions, in question formation, in paragraph writing. So here again we will quickly revise these verbs, the regular verbs as well as the irregular verbs, by looking at certain examples. We will start the revision of this topic by looking at some regular RE ending verbs such as répondre, to respond, vendre, to sell, and perdre, to lose. We know that when we conjugate the RE ending verbs, the regular verbs, we have S with je, S with tu. Then we do not have any letter or any addition with the subjects il and el singular. Then we have ONS with nu, EZ with vous, and ENT with il and el plural form. So to look at the verb répondre and its conjugation, we get je réponds, tu réponds, il ou elle répondent, nous répondons, vous répondez, and il, elle répondent. Remember, the first step is to remove the RE at the end, and then we add the endings. The same way, we will continue to conjugate the other RE ending regular verbs such as vendre, where we have je vende, tu vendes, il ou elle vende, nous vendons, vous vendez, il ou elle vende. And another example where we have the conjugation is the verb perdre, which means to lose. So we have je perds, tu perds, il ou elle perd, nous perdons, vous perdez, il ou elle perd. We also have some other examples of regular RE ending verbs. These are attendre, to wait, mordre, to bite, entendre, to hear, descendre, to get off or to descend, défendre, to defend, fondre, to melt, and pendre, to hang or suspend. Now we come to the irregular RE ending verbs, or les verbes en RE irréguliers. First, we need to understand what is the difference between the regular and the irregular verbs and why are they called so. The regular verbs are those which follow a certain rule. That means that we remove the RE or the IR or ER, and then we add the respective endings with the subject pronouns. But the irregular verbs are different in the sense that they are exceptions, which means that they do not follow the rules that the regular verbs follow. To understand these irregular RE ending verbs, we will just look at certain examples with their conjugations. These include verbs such as conduire, to drive, écrire, to write, craindre, to be afraid of something, mettre, to put, prendre, to take, and être, to be. Now we look at certain examples with their conjugations. We have écrire, where we have j'écris, tu écris, il ou elle écrit, nous écrivons, vous écrivez, ils ou elles écrivent. Dire, je dis, tu dis, il dit, nous disons, vous dites, ils disent ou elles disent. Similarly, we have lire, je lis, tu lis, il ou elle lit, nous lisons, vous lisez, il ou elle lise. Another irregular verb is vivre, je vis, tu vis, il vit, nous vivons, vous vivez, il ou elle vivent. Similarly, suivre, je suis, tu suis, il, elle suit, nous suivons, vous suivez, il ou elle suivent. And then we have prendre, je prends, tu prends, il ou elle prend, nous prenons, vous prenez et il ou elle prennent. Please note the meanings of certain verbs again. Écrire means to write, dire means to say, lire means to read, vivre means to live, suivre means to follow, and prendre means to take. Before we move on to the next topic, we will all keep in mind that when we talk about the irregular verbs, whether these are verbs ending in IR, ER or RE, that the irregular verbs have their own specific conjugation, and that is what makes them different from the conjugation of the regular verbs. So this difference in the conjugation can be in the form of accents or even the change in the spellings where only one different letter makes the difference between the regular and the irregular verbs. The next topic that we are going to look at is les repas, which translates to the meals. We eat different meals during the day, which includes the breakfast, the lunch, the evening snack, and then the dinner. Now these different meals are eaten at different points of the day or at different times during the day. We are going to look at the same in French. We have the morning, which is le matin, when we have the breakfast or le petit déjeuner. Then in the afternoon, we have le déjeuner or the lunch. And then towards the late afternoon or the evening, we have goûter or le goûter, which is the evening snack. And the last is the night time when we have the dinner, which is le dîner, and we usually refer to it as le soir instead of la nuit. And on the right hand side, we have an example of a French menu. The restaurant's name is La Papillon, which translates to the butterfly. And we have some food items or the names of dishes which are mentioned in French, and the description is given in the English language to help you understand better what that dish constitutes of. So the names of these dishes are crêpes au fromage de chèvre, crevettes sauce boursin, champignons portabella aux 4 fromages, moule marinière à la crème, escargot bourguignon, et saumon fumé. This is just an example of the different kind of French specific dishes that you might come across in a cafe or a restaurant which caters to the French cuisine. Continuing with the same topic, le repas, now we will look at the different food items that the French people eat at different points of the day. Remember that the meals remain the same, that is the breakfast, lunch, evening snack and dinner, but the food items are going to be very different than what we consume here in India. And on top of that, the timings of these meals can be very different, because in France people usually have all the meals a little early. For example, their breakfast can be as early as 7 o'clock or 7:30 a.m. Similarly, déjeuner or lunch starts at 12 or 12:30 in the afternoon. Goûter ou thé, that is the evening snack, is around 4 p.m. And the last one, the last meal, which is dîner, is usually consumed around 7 or 8 p.m. Let's move on and look on to the different items that the French people consume at different points of the day. We'll start with breakfast or petit déjeuner. Simple bol de café noir, du café au lait ou du chocolat, des tartins avec du beurre ou des croissants. That means simple black coffee, milk coffee or chocolate milk, toast with butter or the croissant. Next, we have le déjeuner or lunch, or principe un repas important, comme prendre 3 ou 4 plats. Dans les villes, travailleurs et écoliers déjeunent souvent sur les lieux de travail, restaurants, cantines ou panier repas, which translates to that in principle, this is a very important meal and it consists of 3 or 4 dishes. In the cities where the people work and the children go to school, they usually take their lunch at their place of the work, which means that workers or people who work will eat at the cafe or perhaps in their office, whereas the children who go to school or even colleges can consume at the canteen or they can carry a basket of food with them. The third one is le goûter ou du thé, which is the evening snack like we have in India as well. Pour les enfants, du pain et du chocolat. Pour les grandes personnes qui rendent visite, du thé et des gâteaux. That means for the children, it's usually bread and chocolate, and they can have bread and chocolate together. And for the people who sometimes visit the French families in the evening, they usually serve tea and cake. Tea and cake is a very traditional English as well as French meal. The last one is le dîner or dinner. The dinner again is a very important French meal because there are people in the family who work or children who go to school. So in the morning there is usually a rush, and when they all come back in the evening, they all sit together, eat dinner, and they all recount their day. That means they talk about their days in detail. So we have du potage, des entrées, which includes des œufs, du poisson, de la charcuterie, des légumes, de la salade verte, du fromage et du dessert, which includes again des fruits, du yaourt. Le repas familial par excellence, chacun raconte sa journée pendant le dîner. Translation is potage is soup, or we have de la soup also, which is again soup. Then we have des entrées. Entree is usually an appetizer, so they can start with some eggs or some fish or some cold meats, followed by vegetables, green salad, cheese, and dessert, which can include fruits and yogurt or curd. And again, le repas familial par excellence, which means that it is a family meal that is beyond excellence, because again it is the one meal that all the members of the family share and talk about their day. Coming to the last topic of this lesson, which is exprimer la préférence, or expressing the preference. So here we have some examples in front of us. We'll read them and then understand what is this topic all about. J'aime les films indiens. Je déteste le théâtre. Je n'aime pas rentrer tard le soir. J'adore danser. To give the translation of these sentences, we have I like or I love the Indian films. I dislike or hate the theatre. I do not like returning late in the evening. And the last one is I adore dancing. So we see here that these 4 verbs, aimer, adorer, préférer, and détester, are considered to be verbs of preference because we are using these verbs to express our likes or dislikes. With the verbs of preference, there is one thing that is important to be kept in mind. Let's read the note to understand that. Avec les verbes de préférence, on utilise les articles définis, pas les articles partitifs, si un aliment est là dans une phrase. That means that when we have any food item involved, usually we refer to partitive articles. But whenever we have the verbs of preference in the same sentence as a food item, then in that case we will use the definite articles instead of the partitive articles. An example to understand the same point is, J'aime le gâteau au chocolat, mais je mange du gâteau au chocolat. So here in the first sentence, we have the verb aimer and we have gâteau au chocolat. That means a verb of preference and a food item. So in this case, we will use the definite article according to the gender and the number of the noun. However, if it is not a verb of preference like the verb manger or prendre or boire, then in that case we will stick to the old rule that we learnt of using the partitive article in the sentence. This brings us to the end of lesson 3 or leçon 3, une journée de Pauline. In the next video lesson, we will start with lesson number 4. Till we meet again, take care of yourselves and make sure that you keep yourselves safe. Au revoir, bonne journée.